And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Oh, I need to be excited. Welcome back to another week, another edition of ESL Open Cup Americas, number 233. It's been quite some time. It's been a week. It's been a week since the last Open Cup. Welcome, everyone. Hope you're all doing well. And of course, welcome to all the amazing players, the people in the chat, and my amazing plushies as well, as we're diving into our first series. Exclamation mark B in the chat if you guys want to have a look at the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, it's massive, it's beautiful, and we have found our first series spawning in the bottom right-hand corner of Oceanborn. We have our Brazilian Terran player, the Blue Terran, representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. Have to fix up the Twitch title. There we go. And spawning in the top right hand corner, we have the American American Zerg player, the Teal Zerg, representing Team New Angels. Ooh, going for a 13-12. It is Ordin. Airy. Let's go. Okay, this I was not quite expecting. A hyper-aggressive build that you don't often see against Protoss players. I'm curious how this plays out. For those that are unaware, MasTeR is the best Protoss player in all of Latino America. He's the best Protoss in Brazil, and nowadays the best Protoss in Latin America as well. He's a very terrifying opponent. I wish Ordin the best of luck, but I like the approach. Cheese him out, Bobby. Hyper aggressive here. Link speed should be on the horizon as we have the gas fort. Gas income is now at 100. Should be throwing down link speed as quickly as possible. And we do not pull out of gas. 13-12 should be for a Bane bust. Should be link speed plus a Bane bust. We could throw down a Roach Warren as well. True, we have that available to us. Regardless, things are on the way. Queens as well. The probe does confirm the timing of the gas, the timing of the spawning pool. MasTeR's where is in trouble, and he walls up. MasTeR, upon recognizing the build, he walls up back at home. We have a Zelda on the way. We have a backup pylon on the way. MasTeR is getting ready. He's prepared. This is why 13-12s are not often seen in this matchup, as we are banking up a lot of gas. I'm a little bit perplexed as to how this is all coming together. We are indeed expanding, and we have not spent our gas on anything. I imagine this is because the probe just went down. There we go. We cancel the hatchery. Link speed is very delayed, but we're going for a lair. Okay, we're cooking, Papi. We're cooking. But link speed was heavily delayed. It looks like we just wanted to make sure we deceived the probe scout first before working on whatever the hell this is. Now with this lair, I imagine this is going to be for dropper lords. I imagine this overlord here can turn into a dropper lord and then unload links into the main. That would make the most sense. I wish we didn't delay link speed though. I wish link speed was a lot faster here for Ordin. I'm not too certain that it was really worth delaying it. Delaying the lair to kill the probe, that makes sense to me, like sure, but link speed is brutal to be delayed. Now, I assumed that it was going to be Dropper Lord, but it looks like it's going to be a Nidus Worm. Otherwise, these links would be across the map. Links that would be here, ready to drop into the main. They're not ready to drop into the main, so it looks like it may be the other one, the Nidus Worm instead. Meanwhile, Adepts, they do shade in. They do get surrounded. Both Adepts do get shut down, but we get a full scout. We get eyes on the lair. That means it could be only a handful of things. It could be Drop Lords, could be a Nidus. We will be checking. We have a pylon here scouting the edge of the map, or the edge of the main. We have another Overlord getting in position. Lings are still amassing. Nidus Worm is about to complete. And what do we go for? We're poised to go for the Nidus in the main base, but again, we see everything. And do we have an army? We have two Stalkers. We have two Stalkers. Adepts are on the way. Stalker is repositioning. On patrol, checking for these Nidus Worm locations. Again, MasTeR, he knows that it can only be a handful of things. It could be a handful of options. And the Nidus Worm is about to complete. Here we go. There it is. Does complete. Does finish. And where is it? Where is the Nidus Worm? Here we go. We throw it down in the main base. Again, it is immediately scattered. It is confirmed. And MasTeR does respond. It's going to be rallying everything into his main base. A couple of boys are being pulled as well. Looks like the Nidus will finish, but we have an army. Is it enough? No shield battery. No shield battery in the main, but there's no transfuse. Yeah, the Nidus Worm is going to go down. Nice kiting here out of MasTeR. Nidus Worm falls. We do get a handful of probe kills. 5 probes go down. But the Stalkers are in position. The boys are being pulled once again, preserving these Stalkers. We do middle walk past. One Stalker goes down, but only the one. And we will clean this up. We will clean this up. We do get 11 probe kills because we have a second Nidus. Second Nidus into the natural shield battery overcharge is popped. And can we hold the line? Shield battery does get targeted down. Now we're going for the Stalkers. 11 probes are fallen. Not too bad. Nidus in the main was cleaned up, but again, we have the backup Nidus Worm here at the natural base. Stalkers are amassing. Yeah, Stalkers are amassing. GG gets called. We hold the all-in. And MasTeR takes game number 1. GG. Let's go. GG, well played. MasTeR does take a lead in this series. And on the one hand, to be expected, you know, MasTeR is the favorite player coming into this. He is the best Protoss in all of Latino America. But Ordin, he posed a threat. He did pose a threat here. You know, I like the approach of going for an all-in. It was a very unorthodox all-in as well, going for a 13-12 into a delayed Nidus Worm. It was crazy, but hey, it came together and we were able to get some damage done. Wasn't quite able to kill MasTeR, but I'm sure it would have worked against a lesser player. Shout out to MasTeR, of course, to be able to defend on both locations at once, to pull the boys, to kite back, reduce service area. Very nicely handled there by MasTeR. Now we're getting into game number 2. Getting ready for the remainder of the series. The pressure is on. Again, it is going to be an uphill battle here for Ordin. We're going to be loading into Crimson Court. This game number 2. Let's go. Let us go. We'll go over the brackets once we wrap up this series. We'll have a little bit of downtime so we can take a moment to try to catch up on everything that's been going on and figure out where we are. Oh, also I apologize. At a game, there's a little bit of a bug that we have, but there it is, Protoss. Sometimes by default the first series of the day shows random. So MasTeR's not a random player, he's a Protoss. I apologize if that showed incorrectly for a time, but here we go. We're getting into our next game, into game 2, and spawning in the top right hand corner of Crimson Court, leading the series 1-0, representing Team Hellfire. It is MasTeR. And spawning in the bottom left hand corner, we have the teal Zerg player, the blue Zerg. Teal Zerg. Representing Team New Angels from the land of the Americas, it is Ordin. Okay, despite the name, despite my assumptions coming into this series, game 1 was wild, going into the 13-12 into the 1-base all-in. What do you have for us this time? What do you have in store for us here in game number 2? My eyes appeal there on Ordin. From the side of MasTeR, I expect standard play. I expect I expect a gate expand into Cybercore, into a Stargate, maybe a Glaive Adept opener, but in general, I don't expect anything too crazy early on. No proxies, no 2-gate opener, for example, as the Probe Scout is coming in, and this time Ordin is going hatch first. Okay. It's going to be a hatch gas pool this time out of Ordin. I appreciate that we're seeing a little bit more kind of variety here out of Ordin. You know, we're being introduced to him for the first time. Ordin is a more amateur player. He's on a competitive team, but is more of an up-and-coming amateur player here. I'm sure he does compete for New Angels in some of those team leagues out there, like Chobo Team League, or I know there's some Latin American team leagues as well for amateur players, for Diamond players and Masters players and things of that nature. So I'm sure he's not too unfamiliar with this competitive setting, but yeah, that's why I'm curious to see what we bring to the table here up next. For now, everything's looking as it should. We're soon going to be throwing down our tech of choice. Once the Cybercore is done for Ordin, we'll keep, for MasTeR. Not confusing at all that both of them are blue. At least they're different races, right? At least we got a Zerg and a Protoss. Could be worse. You know, they could be both double Protoss or double Zerg. We've been there before. But now, though, again, we're keeping an eye on our tech. As Cybercore is now done, we do start up Warp Gate. Interesting. My eyes are definitely on MasTeR here. Pylon thrown down. Yeah, we're going for a Twilight Council. Let's go. Ooh, I say that we cancel the Warp Gate in the end. I assumed we were going to be completing it, but no, we do cancel. Stargate gets thrown down behind the mineral line. This is very suspect. Very suspect. Usually you do not hide the tech in such a way if it's a Stargate opener. Usually you have it a little bit further out just so you can reduce the time it takes for the Oracle to get across the map. As a result, I'm curious if this is going to be an Oracle opener or if we spice things up and go Void Ray. If it's a Void Ray opener, that does unlock a bunch of possibilities that we can go into. Keep an eye on the first unit of choice here for MasTeR. As the Overlord is poised for a scout, there we go. We're diving right into the main base. Full scout here for Ordin. Across the map, third base is on the way. We're saturating our bases, getting some safety lings, making sure the Adept is zoned away. Everything so far looking as it should from Ordin, despite the chaotic nature of Game 1. Here in Game 2, things looking normal. And okay, it's going to be Oracle first. Oh, the Overlord doesn't quite confirm. We can make assumptions that it's going to be the Oracle opener. We do get eyes on the pylon, but we should go a little bit further in. It looks like we should barely get a glimpse of this. Yeah, there we go. we confirm. We get eyes on the Stargate back at home. That is an insanely fast lair. And there's the Void Ray. So interesting that we're going Oracle and then Void Ray, not Void Ray first. But with the arrival of this Void Ray, we're going to be hunting down this Overlord. And we could go for a second Stargate, a Fleet Beacon, and Sky Toss. We could mix things up quite hard. But before MasTeR can mix things up, Ordin has an insanely fast lair. This feels like a Nidus-based all-in. Going for a fast lair like this can be only a handful of options here, whether it's Drop Lord play, whether it's a Nidus all-in. If we take extra gases, we could be rushing into Hydras for a Hydra-based all-in instead, for a fast Hydra timing. There are options here, but again, this was a 3-minute 30 lair timing. You would never get it this early on without having something crazy in store for us. Meanwhile, we can see that we're hiding our tech. Twilight Council Gateway, the Void Ray has arrived, the Void Ray shuts down the Overlords, and this looks like it should be Glaive Adepts. It's going to be difficult for Ordin to confirm. As for now, we're getting into interesting. Not just a Roach Warren, there's that Hydra Den. So we did rush into the lair for a good reason. It was for a fast Hydra Den. I feel like the Roach Warren is a little bit unnecessary. Like, if we're rushing into Hydras, like, we're not really going to have gas for Roaches alongside them. So interesting choice here by Ordin. It could just be a safety Roach Warren, but again, it does feel a little bit, I'm a little bit perplexed as to the decision here, as Stasis Trap does go off here towards that natural base. The Adepts have arrived. They're going to be Vanilla Adepts, but they're shading in towards that natural. The Vanilla Flanell, as Glaives are on the way. Drones are going down. Oh, 2 workers already. Now 3, and we can wait out the Stasis. We can shut everything else down. Meanwhile, we're getting into Ling Hydra. Now, the scary thing about this is Ling Hydra melts against Mass Glaive Adept. Like, Glaive Adepts, they're going to have their way with Ling Hydra-based compositions. Roaches will be the saving grace. We do have the safety Roach Warren, but we need to make them. The first Hydra already going to be going down. And now going for more drones. The Oracle goes ham. 14 workers go down, and we're still not done. We still have the Void Ray. We still have the eventual Adept timing. So we're banking up more and more Adepts. Ordin is in trouble. Right now, he's focusing on resaturating his bases, which means we're not making army. We're not making Hydras, we're not making Lings, we're not making any fighting units. As we get another 2 drones, 16 workers go down. We're still making more drones. We're still droning up. Oh, and things are looking bleak because here comes the killing blow. 10 drones on the way. No more Lings, no more Hydras. What is the army looking like? We have 3 Hydras and 4 Lings. This is the army. And this is what's coming. Oh. Oh boy. So we'll see if Ordin can keep up. Do we have any queens? We have 4 queens. That's less than ideal. It's only a handful of queens available here for Ordin. It's not going to be enough. Adepts have arrived. They do shade on top of the Hydras. 2 Hydras go down instantly. And that's most of the Hydras going down. There are 4 Hydras left. We get into the mineral line. We focus on the queens. Honestly, we can just fight the main army. We can pick off these Hydras if we wanted to. Instead, we shade into the main. We do give Ordin the opportunity to build up that Hydra counts, as we did not dive on top of them, not yet. That's 14 workers going down. We're crippling the economy. Hydra's trying to keep up. This time we do not commit. We take down the queen, we take down the spore. And back at home, we're working on a blink transition. Again, just a really unfortunate turn of events here for Ordin to be rushing into Hydras against Glaive Adepts of all things. And now if we cancel the shade, we don't quite cancel. We could have killed all these Hydras. Regardless, we trade well. In total, that was 30 drone kills over the course of this game. 30 drones, 29 Lings, 4 Hydras. We have 5 Hydras left. And here comes that blink time. We don't even have blink. We don't even need it. We don't even need blink at this point. We can just snowball out of control, get on top of the army. The army crumbles, it melts. GG gets called, and MasTeR will take the series 2-0. GG. Whew. GG, well played. Congratulations to MasTeR as he'll take the series. In the end, he was the favorite player coming into this. He was the heavy favorite, but a shout out to Ordin for mixing things up and having some spicy builds up his sleeve. We do appreciate it. Again, as a reminder, game 1, Ordin went for a 13-12 Ling Nidus all-in. Game 2, we rushed into a 3-minute 30 lair into Ling Hydra. Unfortunately, that was blind countered by the Glaive Adept follow-up. Again, we've seen even players like Dark and Solar and Raynor die to this build if they happen to blindly be going Ling Hydra. We have seen them fall to Glaive Adepts before. It is just kind of a really rough position to be in if things happen to line up in such a way where you're skipping Roaches and Banelings and your opponent happens to be going into Glaive Adepts. It's rough. It is rough. Regardless, GG. GG, well played. Congratulations here. Congratulations to MasTeR, and that means we can follow MasTeR into his next series.